Hi, my name's Jackie Erickson. I work here at the Stitching Post, and today the demo I'm going to do is how to do a very basic pincushion. The difference is with this pincushion is it's based off of a cross-stitched pattern. So these are the kits that we carry in the store, and I was going on a cross-country trip a few weeks ago, so I took the balloon dog with me and I did the cross-stitch from Redmond to Indianapolis. And on the way home, I cross-stitched the little strawberry. I didn't want a lot of the little loops hanging around my house, so I wanted to make pincushions out of them because I can give those as gift to all my quilting friends. And so here's the first one I did. I finished this one, the little balloon dog, and now I'm going to work on the strawberry and show you how I do it. So you start with the finished product. And this is the size of Aida cloth, and Aida cloth is the cloth that you do the cross stitch on. And as you notice, it has holes in it. That's so you can count it. That's why it's called counted cross stitch. So I'm turning this into a pincushion. Now I'm going to be using crushed walnut shells as the stuffing right here. They're very cool. This one's pretty coarse. There's different grades that you can get. I like this coarse one, and it is for bird. Let's see, I have the bag right here. It's called bird. It's bird cage litter. So that's the grade that you want because you can get some that's very thin for lizards, and it'll go through anything practically. But it'll still go through these little holes. So I'm going to line the back of my strawberry, don't look too close at the cross stitch, okay, with a piece of Shape Flex. And here's the paperwork on Shape Flex. It's a Pellon product. And what it is, it's actually woven. So if you look up close, it's a woven cloth. And then if you turn it over, the fusible side's there, and if you feel it, it's got that's rough. So you want to put the fusible side down on the wrong side of your cross stitch. And then press it on. You can also use Shape Flex for t-shirt quilts. It's awesome because it doesn't add any weight to it, and the t-shirt's still very flexible but not stretchy anymore because this cloth is woven. That's the difference between it and a fusible web. A web is mushed together and it's a web. Okay, so that's ready. I'm using my wool pressing pad, but I'm also using an applique pressing sheet on top of it because this is a fusible, and when it's turned upside down like that, it'll get on your wool mat, but we want to save that, so we're going to cover it with an applique pressing sheet, and that's what this is. And they come in 3 different sizes. Love mine, I have all 3 sizes. This is the small one. Okay, now I cut a background, which is bigger. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to line it with the Shape Flex. Then it just gives this more stability, the backing. Because I'm going to put the walnut shells in the pincushion, I want it to be nice and thick. Okay, that's ready. Now I have to decide what size I'm going to cut my strawberry. Love these square little rulers from OmniGrid. I have all of them. That way I can just choose whatever size I want. This is the 4.5. It's pretty big, okay? And my little strawberry is kind of just like floating there in the middle of this thing. So I actually okay, and if I tried the little 3.5 inch one, that might be a little small because a 1/4 inch, that's going to be gone. So I like the middle one, which is the 4-inch one. It's just right, okay? So I'm going to actually put my back down here at the same time, save some time cutting. Oh, you know what? I don't have well, it doesn't matter. Yes, I do. Here we go. Just center it, okay? So I've got it centered, and kind of follow the Aida cloth. That's straight a grain, so you kind of follow that a little bit. Okay, and then just cut around it. And yes, you can move the whole thing. Okay, line it back up. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's still going to be sewed. You're going to put that seam allowance in there. And this will be a 1/4 inch smaller all the way around. Just keep that in the back of your mind. Okay, there we go. Now, right sides together, and I'm ready to sew this. Now, you can decide what is the top and bottom of this. This is going to be the bottom of mine, okay? And that's going to be the top. So I am going to actually leave my little hole, my opening for stuffing at the bottom. You can, if you want to, get pins out and pin this, but I'm not going to. Okay, now I'm sewing it with red thread so you can see, hopefully, that I do it correctly. I always sew with my needle in the down position. So do a couple of stitches and then back tack. And then come to with a 1/4 inch to the corner, make that turn. My Kai scissors, I love those, clip those away, the little threads, and then just sew this up. And you can eyeball the 1/4 inch. One more, there we go. Okay, one more. All right, and then I'm going to come down here. Leave an opening, make sure, well, 1 inch to 1.5 inches. Mine might be a little small, we'll see. Take it out. Okay, now you can use a rotary cutter and clip the corners, or you can use your scissors, up to you. I got the mat right here, so it's just as easy. Just don't cut into the corners. Okay, now, here comes the tricky part, gotta turn it inside out. So I probably should have left a little bigger hole, but I can make this work. And just like when I'm turning the little wallets, I put my finger and my thumb on the far corner, hold it together real tight, and pull this around my thumb. You can see my thumb poking it out there. And then just pull it. The Aida cloth is really thick, so this is probably, other than the cross stitch, this is probably the worst part of the whole pin cushion, is getting it turned inside out. And the reason we back tack in that opening is because of the stress we put on our threads when we're flipping this. Now, I have this wonderful tool called a Stuff It tool, and we just found not the same one, but another one online. So we're in the process of getting a hold of those, so we'll have them in the store. And you can turn and poke your little points out really nice with this. This has a little bead on the end of it, which is really nice for poking all the little the points out. And it's wonderful. And yes, a chopstick, a knitting needle, they'll do the same thing, but they don't have that little bead on the end. And that little bead is the real key to, don't push so hard you poke it through. I've done that. So there we go. Now, it is ready to stuff. Okay, that little hole there. Okay, when I stuff this, this is the crushed walnut shell. Natural, wonderful, love it. I use a funnel. Put the little end of the funnel into whatever you're going to stuff. This is going to be my little, okay. Then just put this in a little at a time. Okay, I'm going to go to the bag because I can get a lot more. And I can stuff it a lot faster. Okay. There we go. So just shake it around and it's getting in there. And the nice thing about a funnel is you got that long neck on it. You can use it to poke all that crushed walnut shell down into the pin cushion and get it really tight. Okay, now I got a lot in there. Oh, and then try and get the corners too. So I kind of push. This takes a little bit of work. I mean, I've done hundreds of pin cushions too, so. Okay, then take that out, plop. Okay, now we want to stick your finger in there and try and get it packed down in there a little bit more. Then the dust will go away. It looks a little dirty, it'll go away. Now, you want to pin it. And I'm not actually going to hand sew this closed at this point, but pin it so that it's held together like so, okay? And now you can whip stitch it closed. I just use a size 8 embroidery needle to sew it up. And you can see the bottom of this one where I sewed it up, right there, okay? And voila, your pin cushion's done. After it's sewed up, this will settle and it won't be so pokey. I mean, it won't be so high up and it'll fill in the corners and everything. But there is my little pin cushion and my strawberry. The next one that I'm going to do, I think I need to get on a plane again. I want to do the avocado because I think it'd be very, very, very cute. Now watch for new kits because we're out there looking for new ones all the time. So that's my pin cushion. I hope you enjoyed that very quick demonstration on it. Thank you.